Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real News Talk Show. My topic today is about narcissist mothers, narcissist adopted mother, or narcissist baby mothers. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go into a story that I am aware of, and I've been following that story for over 14 years, where there's a man that got involved and he got a girl pregnant, and they were going to get married and everything. And he was all excited about his baby and his new life. And the way this gentleman was raised was in a home with both parents, mother and father. So that was all that he knew about. He didn't know anything about separations, breakups, dysfunctional families, because in fact, he told me that his mother and father, he never ever heard them argue at all. I mean, everybody falls out, teeth and tongue falls out. However, they never displayed that to him and his brother. They've always just been on the up and up with their children, making sure the kids had a safe environment to live in. Now, those people were not narcissists. On the other hand, when he grew up and he met a lady in Los Angeles, and he met this woman, and he had no idea her background or anything like that. You know how young men go on dating sites, and I mean, it's a lot of narcissist people out there, you guys. And I recall my mom telling me, you don't know anyone. And especially on those sites, those dating sites, because it's people from all over the world that are on those sites trying to meet someone. Sometimes it means for the good. Sometimes it means for self-gain. Sometimes it means evil. In this particular case, the man fell in love with the girl. She was some years younger than him, and the girl became pregnant. My understanding from the story, since I've been following the story, was that she was pregnant with twins, and she lost one of the twins. And in order to save the other twin, he had to keep her comfortable, put suppositories up her rectum to save her, rub the belly, talk to the baby, just aid this woman all the way so that he could have at least one of the kids. He was so excited because at that time, I think he only had one son, and the son was quite a bit older than this baby. So the baby was born, and he was very, very, very happy. He had no idea the baby's mother was a narcissist, and also the baby's adopted mother was a narcissist. So I'm going to get into my narcissist spiel now about what actually really happened. When the baby was born, the young man, well, actually, I'm going to bag it up a little bit. Prior to the baby being born, he started picking up signs that this house was a dysfunctional environment, and that that adopted mother adopted the girl. He had no idea the girl was on disability, where that adopted mother, the narcissist, had put her daughter on disability to gain monies for her own self-gain, and turn the girl to be a narcissist and a clown after her. You have these elephant clowns, and they follow the narcissist rules and regulations. Whatever that narcissist tell them to do, that's what they're going to do, because of the fact that they have been brainwashed from when they were first adopted. And I think she was adopted at 5 years old. So when the baby came, well, I'm going to bag it up a little bit. Like I said, prior to that, he did discover that. And at the time, that narcissist adopted mother, who happens to be Caucasian, and all of the kids that she had in her foster care home were African American. To me, that sounds really, really like someone is playing on the African American kids because feeling like they don't have fathers or other people that may later come and get them, or they're deprived of having a better life or whatever. Because if she wasn't a narcissist like myself, if I was going to be a foster mother, I'm not just going to foster and adopt black kids. My foster care home is going to be all children, which is not racist. But whenever you prey on one individual race, to me, that's a narcissist, and that means you're up to no good. Because goodness is all beautiful children, and they range from white, all the way down to black. And so that's my thing about it. So then he recalled buying his baby a baby stroller. This is when he first saw signs of this narcissist adopted mother who had control over his baby's mother. And he was putting together the stroller, and she went off on him. She did not want him to have anything from the very beginning with his own baby. His own baby, which in the back of her mind, she had plans before the baby was born. And he was like, how are you going to tell me that I can't put up my own baby stroller that I bought with my own money? This is my baby. Oh, she took over the situation and went off on him and everybody in that house, that foster care home. All of them were crazy like her. And he found out he was in a bad situation with a group of narcissist people. They all put him down. They all stood around him. They all protected the narcissist woman as if she was right about his own baby that was not even hers. Furthermore, the daughter she adopted, that's not her blood. Secondly, the baby that was born, that's not her blood. Thirdly, all of the black kids that she had in that foster care home, neither one of them was her blood. And for her to have all of their minds using her whiteness on them as if she is superior over them, and take control of their minds to keep them away from loving fathers, that is a narcissist. That's called child alienation from the other parent who wanted to be a loving parent to their own child. So now, the child is born in the hospital. They hid the birth certificate. She made her adopted daughter hide the birth certificate because she had a husband that was dying. This is what I got from the story. She had a husband that was dying, and they wanted to cut off one of his legs because he had gangrene. She said, let him die with that leg, and that's what he did. Okay, that was for personal gain, because I would do anything to save anybody that I cared for or took care of. If they said cut off the leg so they could live longer because they're going to die if you don't, why wouldn't you cut it off? Why? The man died, so she got his Social Security monies, which is her husband, who happened to be black also. Then, guess what? When the baby was born, she made the daughter hide the birth certificate, and guess why? Because she had it in her dead husband's name for the baby to draw from his Social Security. How cold is that? So the father, he goes into the hospital and he's like, he's asking the mother, where's my baby's birth certificate, Veronica? The adopted mother name was Patricia, and I think he said they lived in Moreno Valley, California. The girl name was Veronica Robinson, and Patricia Robinson in Moreno Valley, California, did this to a man that wanted to be a part of his child. So then after he got the birth certificate straight, the nurses and the doctors, they changed it and put it in his name. And in the middle of the name, she still kept her dead husband, Charlie, which is a name that is a man's name. And that young girl, she's now 14, is going to grow up and wonder, how did I get Charlie? Charlie, in the middle of my name. They wanted her name to have his full name. They wanted her to be Charlie Robinson, a girl, a beautiful little girl. So the last I recall seeing a picture of the father, and he was holding the baby. He was holding the baby. And his name is Curdy Cool, and he has a YouTube video talking about, many videos talking about how they've done him, how they're still hiding out. The narcissist people will not let the baby bond with her father. I think the last time he saw that baby, when she was a baby, she didn't even know her dad. No telling what those narcissist people are telling that child to this day, and they have her mind. Because if they didn't, she would be calling her dad by now. They have her clone like they did the rest of those people that were older in that home. Including, there was a girl that he said was in that home who had molested a 4-year-old child. And when he spent all this money going back and forth to court to fight for his own daughter, he told the judge about it. And the judge told her she better remove that child right away. That was that 14-year-old that molested that 4-year-old boy. And so that should have been taken care of through law. I don't think anything ever happened with that girl regarding that issue. She should have went into juvenile. The 14-year-old who raped the little 4-year-old boy. That woman, Patricia Robinson, her home should have been closed because she allowed it to happen and she didn't report it. The baby's mother told the baby's daddy all about it. So as we can see, that was a home full of nothing but narcissist individuals for all of this madness to go on. And this innocent man had moved from Texas to Los Angeles. He had no idea what he was up against. He had no idea the girl was on disability. He had no idea the woman had taken her mind. He had no idea because he said the girl act totally normal. Matter of fact, he had taken her to an agency in Los Angeles and they liked her because she was pretty. And she was going to get an agency job. The baby, the people wanted the baby. They told him when the baby would be born that they would definitely consider doing commercials with the baby. And all of that went out of the window because of that narcissist adopted mother who wanted the monies to herself by keeping the father away so that she can gain full control over the baby's mama, the money to pay her bills. Unbelievable. So this young man on Curdy Cool Live on YouTube, Curdy Cool bringing it to you live, has been begging for years for these narcissists to let his daughter. He's sent emails. He's been talking about it. These people never responded. Matter of fact, guess what? They spam YouTube. And they spammed YouTube by saying, do not click on the name Patricia Robinson. And the reason they did that was because if you click on the name, it's going to tell you about her story that he was putting out there. So they were trying to block people from clicking on her name, saying that it was a spam. But in fact, it was her doing the spam. And if I can recall, I remember hearing a little girl on there which sounded like it could possibly be his daughter that they had spamming also. So you see, these people are evil, and it has to come to an end. He paid court fees. He was going in and out of court, and his mother told him just leave it alone. But it's something nobody can leave alone. That is his blood child. He hasn't heard her voice. She hasn't heard his voice other than on videos. And I'm praying and hoping one day that baby will break out of that cult and call her daddy. That is her blood. His mother passed without seeing the baby. He has a twin brother that hasn't seen her. He has a son that haven't seen her. She missed the whole side of her family because of that narcissist adopted mother who is no blood kin to her mother, her, or nobody else on her side. Unbelievable. Narcissist people, they find the people they want to prey on, And like I said, she chose all African American kids. She didn't pick anybody in her race to be adopted in that home. No one at all. Then she put them on disability to gain monies. And I'm praying and hoping she did not put his daughter on disability. So he fought for the child, and to this day, 14 years later, the girl is 14 years old, and the only way he was able to find his daughter, he found her online with a friend. Someone said, I know her. And she was about, 12 then. 11 or 12. That was the first time he heard her voice, is on a video. On a video. That is horrific. Every young girl needs their father. Every young man needs their father. And the nerve of this narcissist woman and the baby's mother that did not have their fathers denied this baby of having a father. That is pure 100% child alienation, and that's child abuse to deprive a kid of her own blood father for your own personal gain. That is horrific of a mother. That is horrific of an adopted mother. That would be horrific of a baby mama or any woman on this earth to deprive their kid of knowing who their father is and bonding with a father that is a loving father and a paying father. The father pays child support every month. And with the pandemic going on, they're getting all of these extra monies, and it's going to the narcissist people. It is going to the narcissist people. And the reason they don't want him to connect with her, because they know that his mind is better than theirs, and he could take that child, or in fact, that child is going to bond with her father. She's going to love her father, and she's going to bond with her father. She may tell him, I want to be with my daddy. And it would be nothing they could do because he is in a sound mind and her mother is not, which is why the adopted lady took over, because the father had to move back to Texas for business. And at that time was when that adopted mother just took her adopted daughter's child and never picked up the phone when he called back. That was right up her alley for him to move back to Texas. I mean, I don't care if somebody's all over the world. That does not mean they're not supposed to talk to their children. That is child alienation at its highest form, and God is sitting high and looking low, and those narcissist people will have to pay for not letting that child bond with her father for personal gain, being afraid that the monies would leave their home. And actually, they can still be sued for that. They really can, because of the fact of all of the videos, all of the begging, and they can be sued for alienating that child. No matter, even if they have the child's mind and the child is like, well, I don't want to meet him. Well, it would only be because she had been brainwashed from day one. That is against the law. And actually, the law needs to get involved with this, because those are narcissist people that hurt a child for their own personal gain. Child abuse is what it is. So if anybody have any connections with helping him with this situation, putting it in the right hands, because CPS, they can't do anything. All they'll say is go to court. Well, he's went to court and fought, spent money. They made all kind of false restraining orders against him just to keep the money. They did everything in their powers, and his mother said, just let it go. Don't keep spending your money. You shouldn't have to spend your money for your own child. You shouldn't. They wanted to break him down so that they could keep the child, so they could get all the money in the house. So if anybody know anybody that could take on this case and take it to the Supreme Court, where they would have to pay for all of this wrong that they did by hurting that child and keeping her away from a loving father, that it can be totally proven online, where he's been begging to talk to his child ever since she was born. That is really ridiculous. I mean, every girl wants to know, all the kids in school, can you imagine how they the kid, how they let her go to school, and other kids. I don't know if they homeschooled her so she couldn't see other kids with their father. I don't know. But I know one thing is that if she did, and even around, she knows about having a father. She knows it takes two to make a child. They're teaching that now. Where is my father? What are they telling her? How many lies they told her? If they totally abuse that child, they can get in some deep trouble, and they don't know what could be coming after them in the law realm. You may think you're a narcissist now, but narcissists also can go to jail for child alienation, child abuse, depriving a child of her godly rights, not letting her communicate with her father just because he found the birth certificate that you was trying to put her in the father's name. Everything he did was right. Everything you did was wrong. And something has to be done. And I believe before it's over with, everything that was done to that child, they would have to pay. I'm going to end my show. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And I will be coming back with more about these narcissists, adopted grandmother, narcissist mother to allow this to happen. What kind of mother would allow her child not to know who her father is just because of a narcissist adopted mother, not even her blood? How could you let something that's not your blood alienate your child from her blood just because you nor the narcissist adopted mother had no blood father that you knew about? But to deprive that child is a bad, horrific, that's a bad case of child abuse. And it has to be addressed by law. The law will get involved and they will have to pay. Oh, it's not over. It'll never be over because the damage has been done to that child. You never let the child talk to her father that's been begging for his own child and pay child support. Now, if you go to court and the judge, if I was a judge and that case is taken to court, do he pay child support? Yes. Well, why didn't you let him bond with his child? What would be the reason other than for your own personal financial gain? That would be the only reason any judge could see. Just like he said when he went to court, the judge told her to sit down, trying to take somebody else's child that's not your blood, and you have all these other foster care black kids in your home. You're getting enough money. Stop being greedy, being a narcissist. I'm going to end my show with that because when I think about it, it really, really hurts to know that a child missed 14 years of bonding with a loving father that's been begging for her from day one. Oh, they'll probably let her go when she's 18. Normally, that's the case. These narcissist people, as long as the money is coming into the house, they're fine. As soon as that child turns 18, oh, you can go see your daddy. You can call your daddy. Oh, I don't want you here no more. I don't know where you're going to stay. You're on your own now. You're 18. That normally happens. And then that's when the child will see who they really are. So hopefully that child is 14 now. She'll wake up and she'll call her daddy on her own because that's her God-given right. And if anybody take that away from her, that's child abuse as long as she's under 18. I gotta go. Click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.